All right, folks, welcome back to the podcast. Appreciate you stopping by. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button. Helps me out a lot as always. Today, EllieMarieTV back for round number 2 on the podcast. How's it going?
Hello. Yeah, I'm all right. Make sure you subscribe to him, guys. Come on.
Yes,
What are you
do
on
it.
right now? How many?
250 on YouTube, so still
Oh,
considerably
come on. We
small.
need we need to
We
get this man to 1,000.
we can do it by the end of the year
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
How's everything been? What's new in the life of EllieMarieTV?
Things have been okay. It's kind of just I don't know. I feel like it's the same as it was 8 months ago. I'm just trying to figure out the next video.
Hmm,
It's
I
kind of
see.
that constant loop.
Has your approach to making videos changed since last we spoke?
Yeah. I feel like it's almost gotten harder. I feel like the type and quality of video and like the constraints to put on the video idea I want have become much higher. Like it takes me a while to come up with an idea I actually want to go and film now, which is somewhat frustrating, but hopefully down the line it'll pay off.
I think that's a good sign, though, that you are passionate about making the best videos possible.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, I feel honestly I'm very much in the zone at the minute, um, of trying to think of really new innovative ideas that the platform hasn't seen yet, which I feel like I haven't been doing. And I don't know, I'm kind of getting bored of the same old YouTube style of content. So I'm trying to ideate something new. It's just a little hard.
Mm. Oh, it's so hard to come up with things that has never been seen before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been ideating for like 15 days straight now.
Mm.
Still haven't come up with one that I'm happy with, so
Is that the process that takes the longest for you? Is that brainstorming and coming up with the idea?
it has always been the edit, but this time round this is honestly the longest it's ever taken me to think of an idea. I think it's because there's some pretty harsh constraints with money now. There is harsh constraints on time because I'm transit like moving back to the UK soon. So some ideas would just take too long for me to film. Um, and then also just trying to make sure it's cool and innovative and not been seen before. I think of an idea, whack it on YouTube. I'm like, damn, someone's already beat me to it. So
Mm.
I'm like, damn. But this is definitely the longest period of ideation I've done for a video.
Mm. So how often do you typically post? Do you have a set schedule, or is it just whenever a video is ready?
Yeah, I wanted to get more consistent. But honestly, right now it's kind of just whenever it's
Mm.
ready. I think it would be nice to try and build a team towards the end of the year, but there's certain things out of my control that just slow the process down that I've got to just be like, all right, okay, it's going to take a little longer. But
Mm.
hoping by the end of the year to at least be posting monthly, that would be nice.
Mm. I think the past few years we have slowly started to see creators move toward a model of posting videos whenever they're ready. Where before, I mean, like 5 or 10 years ago, is like it was very crucial to post daily, and now it's you strive to make better quality, higher quality, and just Mr. Beast, for example, posts once or twice or once every other month maybe. Um,
Yeah.
so I think YouTube is starting to shift towards that kind of model for most creators, or most of the top creators at least.
Yeah, I think a big part of it too is kind of listen to a lot of YouTubers kind of talk about the best models. Some of the bigger YouTubers still believe in like weekly posting. Some believe in, just making the best video, but then you've got to figure out what you really want to do too. I think
Yeah, of
I
course.
don't I tried to do the more consistent route and I wasn't as happy with the videos, so I was like, I'm just gonna take my time.
Mm. Yeah, of course. It obviously depends on what kind of content you want to create. I mean, I can assume for maybe gaming content, it's probably easier to get a video up every day rather than what you do. I mean, it's impossible to make a video like you do every single day. That's just impossible. I
Yeah,
th-
that's that's one of I really wanted to get one or two videos done before I leave America, and I think the thing I'm realizing is I come up with some good video ideas that are just all impossible. So it's
Mm,
like it'll take 3 months to actually pull it off. So it's I don't know. I'm trying to get better at balancing um doing some hard videos, but also just doing some videos I enjoy too that can get out a bit quicker.
mm. So how long have you been in LA for?
I've been here since the 27th of October.
Okay.
So it will be a total of 4 months.
All right. And so are you going back to visit family or?
Yeah, I'm basically trying to move on to a different visa. So
Mm,
um yeah, I'd get kicked out in April anyway, but I'm deciding to go home a bit early because of money.
mm,
So I need to go back and sort my finances and stuff. But it's also kind of like I feel like in the UK, um a lot of the ideas I'm coming up with I could make for a quarter of the price back home.
mm,
Like just resources and like hiring people is so much cheaper. LA is like the most expensive place in the world to do that kind of thing.
mm.
So I'd definitely be able to get more consistent if I'm at home.
Yeah. Last time we spoke about sleep. How has your
Yes.
sleep improved?
Yeah, it actually has quite, quite, quite a bit. I
Oh,
don't know.
that's
I get
amazing.
obviously there's always like weeks and nights where it'll not be great. Like I remember did like the pizza party with Eric not long ago. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was like 3 days of not sleeping. But as a whole, most nights is like 7 hours, which I think
That's
is pretty
good.
good.
Have
Yeah.
you experienced any improvements in other aspects of your life because of better sleep?
Um, yeah, I just feel like I'm healthier. I feel like I'm more of a human. I feel like I didn't notice it till I was like looking back at old photos and
Mm,
I literally look like a zombie. I'm like, oh my God, what was I doing? I don't look well. Yeah, I definitely feel I don't know, I've been working out every day and just sleeping and I feel good just as
it's
a human. Trying to
yeah,
enjoy the more human parts of life.
it's
So
amazing what sleep does to you. It is so crucial. It's amazing.
yeah, even just creatively, I feel like it's a lot easier to get up and like brainstorm and think um when you've had a full rest.
Yeah, both physically, mentally, sleep does so much for you. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like health should always be the number one priority because if you're not healthy, then you're probably not going to be able to do your job very well.
yeah, that's true. Is that something you've noticed as you've gone along with this YouTube thing that the better your health is, typically the better your content becomes?
Yeah, I feel like so. I think it's just two of I feel like there's stages where you really can't um if you really want to make it, unfortunately, it's like I feel like there's times when you can't really prioritize it. Like, for example, working a full-time job whilst also trying to upload. I don't have a full-time job anymore.
Mm,
Um, I'm fortunate to be able to not have to rely on one right now. So that means that I have more time to sleep. But in for quite a few years, it just wasn't an option. It was
mm,
like you go to that job and then you have to leave and go to your other job. That's really a hobby. So it's definitely getting easier to balance now. This is more of a job that I'm actually in rather than just a hobby on the side. But yeah, I mean, should always be the priority, but I guess it's don't know, last thing I want to do is teach people to yeah, go out there and don't sleep and work
yeah.
like crazy, but it's just I don't know, it depends what career path you're going down sometimes. If you don't have much money, then you're gonna have to just suck it up, I guess.
Mm, of course. We also spoke about last time how something I related with or related to a lot was socializing and not being stuck in your head thinking I could be working right now. I
Yeah.
might be wasting my time socializing right now. Has that changed at all for you? Is that something you think about anymore?
I'm not sure if I've gotten better at that, to be honest. Because I think it's harder for me to tell now I live with YouTubers.
Mm, yeah.
Because it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like even when we socialize, we just talk about YouTube. That's kind
Mm,
of, so I definitely don't have that great of a balance with that. But I'm hoping when I go home, I appreciate it more. I think definitely because I like spent the holidays alone for a few weeks. So I think that has definitely made me appreciate kind of family more. So that's what I want to focus on when I get back. Just spending quality time with them, not going round to the house and like being on my phone thinking about YouTube, switching my phone off and just sitting there and talking about anything else.
Mm.
It's kind of going to be my priority.
There is definitely something to switching off sometimes. But I think it's good that you found like-minded people in LA that where you can socialize and actually at the same time, you know, you do something productive in a way. You do something that doesn't take your energy because, you know, it's something you enjoy talking about. It's something you enjoy doing with people.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's so weird because it was always I suppose YouTube always was just a hobby, but now it's work, so it's kind of weird because you talk about it in your free time,
Mm,
whereas now it's like, yeah, so I think it's just been a weird transition of moving from this being a hobby to now a job. Because even there's a lot of things that come with that. Not only is it like balancing your free time, but also like, yeah, as much as I want to be creative and free and just post whatever I want, I also have to think about, oh, I need to eat. Like
yeah.
how am I going to generate money doing this? So it's definitely a weird world.
That is something I love to talk to creators or artists about is balancing that hobby versus the career part of it or the business part of it, right? Like
Yeah.
creating something that you genuinely enjoy, but also you have to keep in mind what the market wants because you, as
Mhm.
you said, you have to eat, right?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
do you feel like you experience or have to do sacrifices to your content, to what you like to create, because you worry about not getting enough views or you know you have to make money from it, etc.
Uh, I honestly feel like I make more sacrifices in my life rather than content. Um, and because of that, content tends to be harmed too. Like I'd rather try and focus on making videos I like, even if they aren't going to generate the money right now. But that obviously then means struggling financially. And then also the videos not having enough money to pump back into them. Um, so really I should get smarter with that. But I don't know, I've never I've never really cared about the money a video generates. Um, yeah, it's always nice when those a couple paychecks come in, but I'm trying to find other ways of making money that aren't just from the video so I can have more freedom and not caring
Mm.
what I upload kind of thing. But as in terms of a long-term plan, I really want to grow the channel so it can, you know, kind of put all the money back into it. But I don't know, it's the struggling phase, so just gotta keep grinding on it and
Mm.
hope for the best.
YouTube is paying for shorts soon, I hear.
Yeah, I
That's really
believe
exciting.
I believe they've already started.
Oh, they
Um,
have.
yeah, yeah. I don't mind sharing. I've got a video that I think got around 6 or 7 million views this month, like a short. I think it generated about $200 from the new Shorts Fund, like
Okay,
from monetizing them.
that is surprisingly low for
Yeah,
that many views.
yeah. I guess it is, but at the same time, it is only a 30-second video.
Mm.
But yeah, it's I didn't know what to expect to be honest, because they're still
Mm.
sending bonuses. They had this whole shorts bonus scheme, so they're still sending that as well as the um like actual monetization. So I'm very confused by shorts,
Mm.
honestly.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's a world that I'm still so confused by.
you're really good at making shorts, though. I think your shorts are definitely the best videos that you have. They're really good.
Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy because I've not made one in 3 months now. I want to like I've told myself I want a viral long form before I post another short. But
Okay.
still, one short alone has generated 7 million views in the last 28 days. It's
Yeah.
like still just growing. Um, which
Is
is
that
kind of
because
crazy.
you enjoy making longer form content, or what's the logic behind that?
I think for me, I like making both, but I feel like the balance between my short form performances and my long form is very imbalanced right now. And I want like a healthy channel, so I'm trying to get the viewership on the long form up because having a hybrid channel is kind of cool, but mine's definitely more like getting a lot more viewership from shorts right now.
Mm,
So I'm trying to just prioritize bringing in long form viewers, um, which is a lot harder.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely not closed down to doing more shorts in the future. I just don't want to. I'm already on like 200,000 subscribers now. I don't want to get to like 500,000 subscribers and my long form videos be getting like 10,000 views. I
Mm.
want to like get the long form momentum going on the channel.
That's interesting. I think I don't know. Of course, this is purely speculation, but I think we will start to see creators solely do shorts in not too long, kind of like TikTokers or with Instagram Reels, etc. I think we'll see maybe people who come up on shorts and then just solely do shorts, and that's all their channel
Yeah,
is.
I think so too. I think there's gonna be a lot of them. And the only fear I guess I have with that is I feel like they may get lost in the noise because it's like how many other than Charlie D'Amelio, Bryce Hall, and Addison Rae, it's like how many TikTokers with 10 million followers do you actually know of?
Mm,
Like you know the big names that kind of were that feel like they only were as big as they were and as well known as they were on that platform because they were the first. Like TikTok was new. These were the first people blowing up like that. YouTube's, it's new-ish. It's probably like
mm.
20 years old, but it's I don't know, it's not I don't think it'll have the same effect on YouTube. I think a lot of people are going to grow shorts channels, which is great. And if they want to make short form content, it's an incredible opportunity. I just realized that it's not what I want.
Mm. I think the case with the TikTokers is possibly because of the type of content that they created. It's not very
Mm.
evergreen. Dances and doing these weird trends are not something that it is what it is. It's trends. It's literally trends, right? Whereas perhaps the YouTube Shorts content could be a bit more evergreen.
Yeah, no, it definitely could. I think there's a lot of like concepts on YouTube Shorts too. It's not like obviously with TikTok. Um, like you said, it is just a lot of it is just cringy stuff, but people are actually trying to make like conceptual content. One person that I'm seeing doing it really well, she mainly just does short. I don't know if you know Jenny Hoyos.
No, who's
I'll have to
that?
send you her.
Yeah.
She was part of Create Now actually, but she's been making a lot of like um I guess conceptual shorts that have got like stories behind them and they're really good. And she's been growing a channel doing that. So I think definitely that style of content um is great. But it's actually true actually the whole TikTok thing. I think a lot of it is kind of I feel like TikTok's very dependent on like trends,
Yeah, I think
which
you're
is
absolutely, yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Do you use TikTok? I don't even use it. I probably should
I
just for research.
came up on TikTok, so to speak.
Oh wow,
I
yeah.
I did TikTok before this podcast. Found a little bit of success on there,
Hmm.
but I haven't made a TikTok video. I mean, I repost the podcast clips to
Yeah.
TikTok, but those don't perform well because that's not the type of content that people want to see on TikTok. I don't
Mm.
think. And so my content on TikTok was completely different. They were like skits, kind of inspired by the old Logan Paul vines and that type of
Ah, yeah.
stuff, which
Yeah.
flourished really well at the time on TikTok. But I didn't really see a longevity in it at all. So that's why I did enjoy it, but I just realized I probably had to find something else that I also
Yeah.
enjoyed as well, that probably had, that was more evergreen, and that probably
Yeah.
could provide a bit more value to people.
I feel like that's a good way to describe it actually. Like the longevity of it. I don't know how long a person's career can even just looking at Vine, like short form content as a whole, it's like how long can you actually build a career off of short videos? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I suppose a lot of those guys transition to long form YouTube videos in the end.
I think the issue is with TikTok and why people like Charlie D'Amelio, Bryce Hall, all those guys, um, you can't really get your personality across in short form content as easily as long form content. So people don't
Yeah,
really know these people, who they actually are from just watching them dance, right?
yeah, yeah, that is true.
That could be, again, complete speculation, but that might be why that some other creators that do longer form content are last longer because people get a better understanding of their personality and their values.
Yeah, I feel like it's like anything really. I guess even like with music and stuff, if you only, put out singles and like, random songs at times, you start putting out full albums, probably you're going to build up more of a long, like loyal, stronger audience because there's more for people to listen and
Yeah,
get to know you, I guess.
yeah, could be true. Um, I wanted to talk about the pizza video because that was so
Yes.
funny. That was crazy. Can you, for the
Yeah.
people who might not have seen it yet, explain what that video was about?
Yeah, I came up with an idea that basically I don't know if you do you know Manuel?
I think I've seen him a couple of times in your videos. I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure who he is.
So my friend Manuel Boza, he's got a channel and he did this video a while ago now where when Ryan Trahan was doing his like penny series, he kept buying like a McDonald's coffee. So he went and like protested outside of McDonald's headquarters to try and get him like sponsored by McDonald's. And some nice lady ended up like giving him a contact details, and
Oh,
it was like
really?
a happy end and stuff. But it got me like thinking. I knew at the time because obviously I'm close with Eric's team or Airrack, the YouTube channel. Um, I knew at the time they were wanting to throw this pizza party, and I knew that they didn't have a sponsor. They tried to reach out to Pizza Hut quite a few times and they'd failed. So I was like, what if I actually reach out to Pizza Hut and somehow actually get them to sponsor the event? Again, random idea, great idea in thought,
Mm.
but in execution, actually very hard.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And I spent quite a few months. The video was actually kind of told backwards to make it more entertaining. So I sat down for 2 months and emailed people. That was how, and after like 2 months of emailing, I was calling the headquarters. I was obviously just emailing like CEOs and all these people. And then one of my friends mentioned LinkedIn. They were like, there's this like business app where, you can connect and message people. So I was like, I'll try anything. Paid for a membership on there. And it was the CMO, sorry, the chief of marketing on LinkedIn that ended up responding. And she basically said, we'd like to learn more. So at that point, I was like, oh, she's actually read my message.
That's
I sent it.
incredible.
I sent her like a huge paragraph back of all the information and didn't hear from her for like 2 weeks. So I was like, damn, I'll double message her. Maybe she just didn't see it in her inbox. And her response was that she had started direct messaging Airrack or
Oh.
Eric,
Mm.
which I didn't realize at the time because he didn't know I was doing the video. It was supposed to be a surprise. So I was like, oh, I was confused at first because I was like, wait, has maybe he started messaging her? Maybe maybe I just didn't know. And then yeah, like the day after they started following him on Twitter, and then my friend Tyler, who like spends a lot of time with the guys, was like, oh, they just reached out to him.
Mm.
Um and said it like someone randomly reached out to them on LinkedIn. So I was like, oh yes, it was me. So like as soon as I heard that, like I don't think they'd started talking yet or anything. I booked a flight to Texas because I was like, damn, I can make a video out of this now. started protesting on the headquarters. Um, and then it was actually after we got kicked off the headquarters that night that I got a call from Tyler saying that they'd like sealed the deal, like they'd been in talks and like everything was confirmed and happening. So that was a lot of fun. I flew back home and then chatted with Eric, and then it was like 6 months of a lot of changes, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of flying between countries, a lot of waiting around, a lot of planning and organizing. For then, yeah, 6 months later, they broke the Guinness World Record for the largest pizza,
That's
and it
crazy.
was Pizza Hut pizza.
Pizza Hut pizza is the best
Yeah,
pizza.
yeah.
Like, so good. Okay, so wait, did Eric talk to them or try to reach out to them while you were also trying to reach out to them?
No, so they tried this, I think, in the beginning of last year. I think their team and manager, they had a few people working on it that I don't know the full details, but they tried and just not got any further with it. So I think they'd moved to a different sponsor, and they were gonna try and find somebody else for the event. And yeah, months passed by, I guess, and then I started working on it, and then yeah, LinkedIn is OP. It's great.
Very OP, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you would say you're the reason why that brand deal went through.
Yeah, that's what they all tell me. So yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's kind of
Cause
crazy.
I watched the Airrack's video on that, and I was kind of surprised that you weren't given any credit by that.
Yeah, I get it too, because it's I don't know, I've done it in videos before where it's maybe a complicated thing to explain. Um, so it's kind of like how long, especially nowadays in YouTube, how long are people's attention spans?
Hmm.
Are they going to sit there and listen for a minute for you to explain this whole thing? So no, I get it, but it's yeah, it comes back to YouTube just being a interesting world, like retention and everything. But no, I've had a lot of fun doing it though. They gave me like access to the entire event. Um, so that was really cool to watch it actually get
Hmm.
built and help with it getting built. That was kind
Yeah.
of crazy. It's a lot of fun.
How big was the pizza?
I think it was 14,000 square feet.
Wow. And
Yeah,
how much is that in meters? Because
that's a great
metrics.
question.
Have
I
you
have no
been
idea.
you don't use Imperial in the UK, do you?
I'm like lost what I use anymore because I'm so between countries.
Yeah.
I forget what's what. I think feel like we use both maybe. Let me see what that is in meters. Um okay, so it's like 4,200 square meters.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Yeah. It was pretty large pizza. There was so many issues too. Like we were pretty behind. Um yeah, we were like delayed a lot because like for the first 8 hours the room wasn't getting cold enough. It had to be like fridge temperature for us to start building, and it just wasn't getting cold. So we started like 8 hours late, and
Oh,
yeah, it was definitely a stressful 3 days.
you managed to get it done though, which was very impressive, and I love that whole thing. It's I love like just trying to do something extra.
Yeah, it was definitely a I don't know, it's strange because I feel like it's made me reflect on YouTube a lot because that was a very like high effort video, obviously. There
Mm.
was a lot of months, a lot of preparation, a lot of time that went into it. But the video performed pretty average. Um, which is a risk you always take. But it's
Why do you
like,
think that is?
um, I'm not sure. I think the probably the packaging could have been a lot better on my end. I think I want to really go for like more real raw packaging. Um, now that's another case study is Manuel again. He had like a video blow up recently where he asked like Jenna Ortega on a date. And his first thumbnail was like photoshopped and faked. It was like a Photoshop version of themselves on a red carpet, and he had a real photo with her. So then he changed it and just made like the colors more vibrant on the real photo and used that as the thumbnail, and it blew up. And Like
Mm,
CTR is really high. I think viewers just like the more real look. Like there's so many fake thumbnails on YouTube
mm,
nowadays, like overly edited stuff, and people can just tell. Um, so yeah, I think that was a big part of it. I think too, it's kind of like you just can't predict the algorithm. It confuses me every day. So I'm really I want to try and prioritize making like videos I really enjoy at the minute. Still do some of the harder stuff, but maybe just every now and again, not every video, try and do something really hard.
mm. Do you study the algorithm or the technical things about on YouTube?
Not really. I've started there's this feature one of my friends showed me where it's like Google search and you can see like you can compare different search terms to see how much people are actually searching for that thing on YouTube. So I've been using that just to see if it's like a topic people are interested in and
Mm,
whether it's got searchability. But no, it's kind of there's so many different ways of doing it. I was getting advice from different YouTubers the other day. I don't know if you know Max Fosh.
no.
He's like a UK YouTuber, and I just kind of we were talking, and I was asking him for some advice, and he was saying like, yeah, I don't study trends or algorithm or anything like that. I don't try and social hack. I just like think of like a headline title, something that's really like you'd see in a newspaper, and there's like quite a contrasting title, like it asks you a question, and that's what he focuses on. That's what he wants. I think he did one recently where he like snuck into trick like millionaires into letting them give him a house tour so he could use the toilet.
Oh,
Um, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, he there's so many ways of doing this YouTube stuff that I think I've really just realized now I want to figure out my way of doing it. It's
mm,
just I think it's going to take some time for me to figure that out. I can't figure it out in one video after for so many videos I've been doing it a certain way. So
mm.
I don't know what's to come, but I'm excited for whatever it is.
I think that kind of ties back to what we talked about earlier about doing something for others, like doing what the market wants or doing what the algorithm wants versus,
Mm.
doing what you want.
Yeah, it's uh it's a weird balance because it's like you could feed into the algorithm and grow quicker. Um, or just I feel like a lot more UK YouTubers, at least that I see, kind of don't care about a lot of the like they swear in all the videos. They kind of say the dark humor jokes. They don't care too much about um age restriction, it seems like. Which is kind of the route I want to go on.
Mm.
I feel like that's more me. Uh, and see, I was actually listening to a podcast with, Natalie from David's Vlogs.
Yeah.
She was like giving an interesting take on it because obviously David was like demonetized for the longest time. He just like prioritized making the best video for his audience and then just did brand deals. You know, he's done pretty well for himself. So
Yeah.
I
You could say so.
think it's just figuring out what you want to be. Um, which I guess is what I'm trying to do right now.
Mm.
I'm not too sure what it is yet. Well, I'll find out.
And that is important to trying to figure out what you want to do. Interesting
Yeah.
what you said that you want to perhaps go more the route that other UK YouTubers do. Do you think that type of content would work when you hang out with people from America?
No, and that's honestly a huge problem I've had. Because it's like with me splitting time between countries, it's definitely like it's hard sometimes to especially with content because I don't know, it's like it's a weird transition to make sometimes, especially the way have you been to the UK before or
I haven't. No.
do you watch like UK YouTube
I
or
mean, I watch the Sidemen every now and then, but I think besides that, I don't think I know of any others. I mean, a few fitness YouTubers. I have had a couple other people from the UK on here, but besides that,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, I feel like the humor is definitely very different.
Oh yeah, they're more
Yeah,
sarcastic and, as you said, darker humor in the
it's
UK,
hard to
right?
understand sometimes too. I feel like there's certain Funnily enough, I don't know. It's funny that we're talking today and this happened this morning, but I was watching like I think it was a short of Adele, as she was like on some UK talk show, and they were asking her like what's like the hardest thing between, because she obviously lives over here now, and she was like, "Oh, nobody understands my jokes. I've got to explain myself and give a description every time I make
Mm.
jokes." Um, so yeah, it's definitely it's. I think it's good too though, because my audience is very split UK and US.
Okay.
So it's probably a good thing for me to like try and find a balance between both, because that's where my who my audience are.
Mm.
But I'm curious sometimes whether like the Americans watching my stuff want more of the UK stuff or not. I feel like sometimes they're more like intrigued by it because they're not around it. But
Yeah, but there is this
I don't
kind
know.
of weird beef between the UK and the US, right?
Yeah, I suppose there always has been. I
What
feel
were you thought? What were your thoughts on the US before you moved there? Honest thoughts.
I've always wanted to come here. I think do you know the YouTuber Syndicate?
Yeah.
Tom his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He he's probably the only YouTuber I could look up to when I was younger, in the sense of someone that was he was like from Manchester. He was from my area. Well,
Mm.
not my area, but close enough. And most like UK YouTubers were kind of from London. So I watched a lot of him. And he inspired me a lot, and he would kind of do what I do and come here for like a few months and make content. I always wanted to like come here and do the same thing as him.
Mm.
So really it's a dream. But there's definitely like things along the way, and unfortunately too, like the friends I have get a lot of my humor, I get their humor. It's just slightly different.
Mm.
Um, it's just that you tapping it into a different part of it, I guess.
Mm.
Same with accent. Like my accent will change when I go home. You just kind of tap into different.
Adapt in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's not. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just you kind of adjust. There's like a
Mm.
little adjustment period when you come back into.
That's really funny because I remember when I was probably around 13 or 14,
Yeah.
I used to play so much Minecraft, and I had a lot of friends from the UK back then that I used to play with. And I
Mm.
sort of adapted like a British accent. It was probably horrible, but
Yeah.
subconsciously I just started talking like that because I was talking to these British people constantly.
Yeah, you don't even notice it. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Um,
You try
yeah,
to adapt to fit in, right?
yeah, I feel like YouTube helped me a lot too, because I watched a lot of American YouTube growing up. So I feel like I've been like even before I come here, I feel like I knew Americans even though I'd never really met one.
Mm.
Um, and I also before like really doing YouTube more like seriously, I was traveling for quite a while, like volunteering, and for whatever reason, like the volunteer um organization I was using was like mainly American people used it. So I was like spending months with just Americans a lot of the time. So I feel like that has definitely helped along the way.
Mm. Ellie, thank you so much for coming on again. It was a blast as always.
Thank you.
And let people know where they can find your stuff.
Oh, just EllieMarieTV everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere.
Simple, simple. I'm so
Yeah.
excited as always to see what you come up with.
Yeah, thank you. You too. I wanna see what else you get on this podcast.
Yeah, yeah. Tune in.
Have you
Ellie Marie
yeah,
said it here. Yeah.
have you got anyone you want to name drop right now?
That I want to get on.
Yeah.
Oh, so many people. Like, who would be the dream guest? I'm pretty ambitious. I'm gonna say like it's not gonna happen, obviously, but Kanye West,
Mm-hmm.
a huge one.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy podcast.
Someone smaller, Jeff Cavalier, AthleteX.com, still pretty big, YouTuber. Love to talk to him. There's so many people. I mean, obviously, I find what I think my strengths are is I'm so curious. I'm really naturally curious, and I really find people interesting.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
good.
so there's just a million people I would love to talk to, which is good because that means I'll probably never ever run out of podcast
Yeah,
guests.
you gotta start hitting them up, man. Cold
That's it.
emails.
Yeah. LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn
Yeah.
actually. Don't even bother with the emails.
Ellie, again, thank you so much. It was a blast.
Thank you too. I've enjoyed this.
All right. Take it easy. Peace.